With recent cyber attacks disrupting major organizations across the world, we sat down with two of our cybersecurity experts to learn more about them and how we can prevent them.
You know, we've been hearing a lot in the news lately about ransomware attacks.
Yes.
It has been pretty devastating to a lot of organizations and to a lot of individuals. What are you seeing?
Oh, there's been lots of organizations that have been hit with ransomware of late. The system has been taking advantage of this. Something has been patched since March, but because people haven't either kept their systems up to date or for whatever logistical reason they can't patch, they've been greatly impacted in their organization.
Yeah, and two of the most famous ones have been the WannaCry,
yes,
which actually has made a lot of organizations want to cry,
yes,
and the Petya.
Yes.
So those are really the ones we're hearing about the most lately. So what are some of the things an organization or an individual even can do to protect themselves against ransomware?
Well, obviously the #1 defense against ransomware is to have good backups. What ransomware does is it tries to hold your files hostage. But if you already have good backup copies, and they need to be offline copies, you don't want to have them directly connected to the network. They need to be separate from the network so the ransomware can't attack those files. If you've got good backups, you can bring your system back online fairly quickly. That's one way. Yeah.
That is really important, and that is true whether you are a huge organization or whether you're a user using your computer at home.
Absolutely.
A lot of people don't know how to patch. Right. So what's the first thing you would tell them to do?
Yeah, well, if you're for home users, you know, the Windows Update is one of the #1 ways of patching your system. There are some tools out there like PSI, made by a company called Secunia, which checks nearly all the software that you may download on your system, and it's free for home users, but you have to pay a little bit to use it in a commercial environment.
Well, free is good.
Yes, it is.
So, you know, a lot of people, once they do get hit by ransomware, you know, the question is, are they supposed to report it?
Well, that depends. They should report it. They should have responsible reporting to let their customers know. But as you know, Julie, there is a legal requirement when they have to.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's when they have any form of personally identifiable information or personal health information. The law requires you to report it. So in that case, companies, whether they want to or not, may be obliged to report that.
If you are at an organization where you can't keep your systems patched or for whatever reason, one of the key ways of preventing this type of ransomware from spreading in your organization is to minimize your computer, your workstations talking directly to each other.
That's a good idea.
But that's how network systems have been designed for decades. So there's some things that can be done like private VLANs, virtual local area networks, and VLAN access control lists that can be done to minimize the impact if you do get that type of malware in that environment.
Ransomware is going to be with us for a while because people just always take the steps they need to take, right?
Yes, that's right. And that brings up a question. Should you pay if you get hit with ransomware?
And a lot of companies, they would prefer to pay than have that become public that they were attacked by ransomware, because it does affect their reputation, as we talked before. But I think a lot of security experts say don't pay, because it really only invites more ransomware attacks. Technology, in a lot of ways, is the solution. Good advice, good consulting.
Yes.
To get the right advice is a solution. You know, MetroStar Systems has a lot of capabilities to help people both prevent and recover from ransomware attacks and other types of cybersecurity events. So Clay, can you talk a little bit about some of the technology solutions we can provide?
Sure. We can provide vulnerability assessments. We can do penetration testing. We can help with network configuration. We actually can help quite a bit with ransomware. We can help with incident response so that when you do have a ransomware or other type of incident, you can be prepared to handle a situation. Nowadays, it's really a matter to think about when something is going to happen and not just if.
If you don't want to cry over these cybersecurity attacks, visit us at MetroStarSystems.com, where our experts can help you.